Good afternoon, folks. I hope you're all doing well today. So today I am doing the other half, part 2 of the Simon Says Stamp August card kit. Mandy's Flowers, it's what it's called. Okay, so I'm going to stamp all of my images for each card on all out at once on Fabriano Artistico 140-pound watercolor paper with VersaFine black onyx ink, onyx black ink rather. So I'm doing them all at the same time because it's just efficient that way. So I stamp them all at once, then I color them all at once, and then I make all my cards all at once. That's how I work. So I like this particular cardstock because watercolor card because it's nice and bright white. I learned that from Christina Warner. She likes to use that, so I thought I'd give it a try and I love it. So I'm using my watercolors from Daniel Smith, and I used sap green, Prussian green, quinacridone magenta, Bordeaux, Mayan dark blue. For the pots I used Aussie red gold and quinacridone deep gold, and some of the flowers I used Hansa yellow light, quinacridone coral, rose of ultramarine. If I missed any colors, I'll have them in a full list of them in the description below, and also on my blog post. Okay, so there's about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes worth of coloring. Right at the 5-minute mark is where it ends. So if you enjoy watching coloring, continue to watch, but if you don't, you can skip ahead till 5 minutes. So I am going to leave you with the coloring, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed watching me watercolor. So I'm going to emboss 2 pieces of cardstock, a needy 80-pound Neenah, and I'm going to ink blend on them. I'm using a Scripty embossing folder from Ream, I believe, and I'm using Wild Honey Distress Oxide ink. I'll be ink blending with the Wild Honey, and then after I finish with the Wild Honey, I'll bring in some Vintage Photo just for the tops of the letters, just over it nice and easy. Once I get that all done, I'm going to take a Tim Holtz deckled rectangle frame and cut out my panel. I'm going to take a piece of burlap and pop up my image with some 3M foam tape after I glue my panel down. I had a different sentiment on tan cardstock that I embossed with Nouveau chocolate embossing powder, but there it is, you see it? But I didn't care for it. So I brought in a black one. Black piece of cardstock, rather. Simon Says Stamp black cardstock with Brutus Monroe alabaster embossing powder. I'm going to take and pop up my sentiment with some 3M foam tape, is like the other. I'm tongue-tied today. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. You know, like, I hope they're better. I took it off of autofocus and now it's on manual focus. So hopefully it's nice and clear and I have the position just right. It's closer to my face now so that I can see exactly whether I'm in a frame or not. So anyway, I'm using some crystal drops from Pretty Pink Posh as my final embellishment there. This is a piece of Schoolhouse Red Simon Says Stamp cardstock, and that's a piece of pattern paper from a Scrap and Finesse card kit. I cut it with a cat scrappiness scallop rectangle die. I'm using that tan cardstock sentiment with the chocolate Nouveau embossing powder on that sentiment, so it didn't go to waste. I thought it looked pretty good with this color combo. So I'm taking 2 fences, which I didn't even show you me coloring them. I must have lost that bit of footage, but taking 2 of them together, I'm going to put them together and then pop my sentiment up, not my sentiment, my image up over top of the crease between the 2. Not the crease, the seam. My goodness, words are hard today. I don't know. So I'll put my sentiment, I'll pop that up and put that underneath the fences. And I'll go ahead and I'll take the it's the one with the one flower with the copper. I said that right this time, didn't I? Copper vase, and put it on top of it. I used some Studio Katia crystal clear confetti on this as a final embellishment, and I did use some Nouveau aqua shimmer pen as well on my flowers. I always do, till I run out, which is very soon. But I have been using my Spectrum Noir pen too, so. Okay, for my third card, I'm using another embossing folder by Ream, and I used some Tumble Glass Distress Oxide ink on it. This is a piece of heavy vellum from My Favorite Things, and I stamped the thank you sentiment with VersaFine black onyx ink, and I clear heat embossed it. I'm taking my vase of flowers, my mason jar of flowers, and I'll pop that up with some foam tape. And I'm going to use the other half of the sentiment, which is for your kindness, which I heat embossed on some Simon Says stamp black cardstock with Brutus Monroe alabaster embossing powder. Used a little bit of the Nouveau glue underneath of that sentiment to help glue that down, because you know how vellum is. If you don't hide it, it shows. So I'll use some Pretty Pink Posh sparkling clear sequins as a final embellishment, along with some Nouveau Aqua Shimmer pen. For my fourth card, I'm using some script pattern paper from the kit. I also use that deckled rectangle frame from Tim Holtz and cut that out. I'm putting it on top of a steel gray cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. I'm using some Pretty Pink Posh sparkling clear sequins, and I did use some Nouveau shimmer pen on here, although I don't think I did it until after the video was over. I realized I hadn't used it. So I hope you enjoyed my cards. Here is another look at all of them. Please like and subscribe the video. I would appreciate it. And if you did enjoy it, share it. Let everybody else know you liked it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Oh, I hope you liked my intro and my outro. I did a new one, obviously. Bye.